Hello. Today we're looking at 8 paranormal games you should never play. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 8, The Hooded Man Game. First, do not play this game if you feel scared, depressed, nervous, or have feelings of being threatened or stalked. Please play this game at your own risk. You can just need one player, or you can also play it with friends. Requirements: you need two black cords which measure half a meter in length, a telephone, and an old telephone will give you the greatest experience. The matches or a lighter, then a watch and some salt. Now it's recommended to burn sage or smudge sticks and then spread salt or ash before your front door. Shut all doors and close all windows and draw all curtains in your house. Turn off all lights as well as any electronic gadgets. Make sure your matches and cords are set near your telephone. Now wear your watch or in your hand and empty your pockets and of any power or defensive items. Now start at night. Sit before the phone and call to 13. Dial the following number: 2496888. 88. So then, tie one of the cords to the telephone headset and thus lift it up by holding the cord, then dial the number 255-158-23. Now count to 13 and set the headset down, but do not hang it back. Speak the following words into the receiver: "Hello, I need a cab." Untie the black cord and replace it with the second one, and tie it tightly. Burn the fourth cord immediately if possible. Now look outside by opening the curtains. If you've done these steps correctly, you will see a black taxi cab waiting outside. Exit your home and lock the door behind you and get into the cab's back seat. Lock the cab door and go to sleep. Now when you wake up, use the watch to see if the time. If the time is other than 3:30 a.m., exit the cab and reach your home within 2 minutes. If the watch reads 3:30 a.m., go back to sleep. When you awaken, you'll find the cab on a highway with a man wearing a hood driving the cab. Do not panic, attempt to exit the cab, or speak to any of the passengers. This can result in very fatal consequences. When you're ready to end the ride, lean close to the man's ear and whisper, "I have reached my destination." Now finally go to sleep. When you wake up, you will see that you're back at your starting point. Now get back to the telephone and dial the following number: 2082. Now use the black cord to lift the headset and set it down before the receiver. Thank you for the ride. Now untie the cord from the headset and burn it. Burn the ashes up with both and smatter salt or shutter salt over the burial site. And finally, perform a cleansing ritual. Additional notes: do not interact with any of the passengers, panic, or attempt to leave the cab, as they result in fatal consequences. Is is so. If you want to play this game, good luck. Number 7, the Midnight Game. The Midnight Game was an old pagan ritual which was used as a scare tactic for those who had disobeyed the gods. The risk of death in the Midnight Game is very, very high, so I recommend you should not play it. To play your Midnight Game, it must be exactly 12 a.m. You need a candle, paper, a writing implement, matches, some salt, a wooden door, and at least one drop of your own blood. So first, you need to write your name on the paper, full, which means first, middle, and last. Now, poke your finger with a needle and let the blood soak on the paper. Now bring the paper near the door, or and now close the door, or, and then knock on the door 22 times. It, and the final knock must occur at exactly 12 a.m. Then open the door and close it. Again, you have just allowed the Midnight Man to enter your house. So now light your candle. No, but if you're unable to do it within 10 seconds, you must make a circle of salt around you. No, and stay there for till 3:33 a.m. The midnight. If there are some additional signs to show that the Midnight Man is near you. First, there's going to be sudden drop in temperature. Second, you will see a dark, shadowy figure staring at you through the darkness. Finally, there will be voices coming from indiscriminate sources. Okay, there's precautions. Do not turn on any of the lights during the midnight game. Do not go to sleep during the midnight game. And do not use someone else's blood, as they must have their own materials. Yes. And finally, do not provoke the Midnight Man in any way. Even after he leaves after the 3:33 a.m., he will always be watching you. And if the Midnight Man catches you, if you fail to make a circle of salt, or you did not light your candle, he will trap you in a hallucination of dreams and rip out your organs one by one. You will be able to feel it, but you will be unable to react. Number 6, 11 miles. So the 11 miles in game involves as a ritual that allows you to fulfill your wishes. To play it, you just need a car, a radio connected to the car, and the car roof. Now there are warnings. Do not open the windows or exit the car at any time unless you're finished. You cannot run out of gas or else you'll die. Do not summon demons in the car. Do not take any haunted items with you. If you have a sunroof, do not open it until you're done with the game. You must not be alone during this ritual, and do not stick out any of your limbs at the car at any mile. Now we come to the prelude. Drive your car to an empty area outside the city. If you're looking for the road, it'll eventually appear on the right side of the street. There are many ways to know if it's the right road. The road will not be in the map. The road has no name. And turn right on the road and begin your journey. If your radio is on, turn it off immediately. Miles. First mile, drive. From here, the temperature will drop. You will have to turn your heater on. Second mile, drive. From here, if you still haven't turned your heater on, do it quickly, otherwise creepy things will start happening with you. Third and fourth mile, drive. Ignore all shadows in the trees and all voices, no matter how human they seem. Fifth mile, drive. The trees around you may suddenly disappear, sudden appearance on the lakes and glowing a moon. Sixth and seventh mile, drive. If your radio turns on or you hear any voices from your back seat, ignore them and don't turn back. Eighth mile, your headlight might go out for a few seconds. You can drive slowly, but don't stop driving. You do not want him to catch you. Ninth mile, drive. Your vehicle is going to stall. Do not panic. Stay calm and close your eyes and try to restart it. Don't open your eyes till the vehicle starts again. 10th mile, drive. Do not look in any of the side mirrors. Final mile, your vehicle will lose power slightly. The power, which was till the 10th mile, would not be seen after you entered in the 11th mile. After you leave the red light, the power will return and you will see old-fashioned buildings and a brick wall that will prevent you from going ahead. Stop the car. Reward. Now say your wish. After you're saying your wish, you will start to feel dizzy for a few seconds. The dizziness will go away and you will start to find yourself in front of your house. Inside the same car, check the trunk or the back seats. And what you wish to be there. If your wish is not an object or item, It may happen in a few minutes depending on what you wish for. Number 5, the elevator game. The elevator game is a game which allows you to enter another dimension from the real world. To play the elevator game, you just need a 10-story high building. So, you must be alone in the elevator with not many people passing by. If someone enters the elevator with you, you have to start all over again. Get on the elevator, press the button to the fourth floor. When you get there, press the button to the second floor to descend. When you reach the second floor, press the button to the sixth floor. Once you reach there, press the button to the second floor again. Then press the button to ascend to the 10th floor and then descend to the 5th floor. Once you reach the 5th floor, a woman will enter the elevator with you. Do not interact with her as she is not what she seems. Now press the button to the first floor. The elevator ascends to the 10th floor. It means you've done it right. When the doors of the elevator open of the 10th floor, you can either choose to stay in or get out. If you choose to get out, the woman will ask you where you're going. Do not respond or turn back. Other world. You will understand that you are in the only other world by one sign, and it is you're the only person there. You can either reach a peaceful dimension or one that is very dangerous. All the lights are switched off, and you will be able to see a red cross in the distance. Some people have also said that electronic devices don't work there. If you wish to go back, get back in the elevator. All you have to do is press the button for the first floor. You will not to work at first, but keep trying and eventually it will work. Once the elevator door opens at the first floor, get out as soon as you can. Do not look back or talk to anyone. If you choose to get off the elevator at the 10th floor, repeat the same process, starting from the first floor. Number 4. Charlie Charlie. Charlie Charlie is a game which has a very much been since the beginning of the internet. All you need to do to play Charlie Charlie is just have two pencils and a piece of paper writing yes or no at each corner. Now you keep the pencils one over another and ask Charlie Charlie, are you there? So to end the game, it says Charlie Charlie, goodbye. So first, who is Charlie? Some people claim that Charlie was a boy who had committed, while others claim he is a Mexican demon who can be summoned through this game. Is Charlie Charlie faked? The game can be easily faked by blowing pencils or by using magnet. Is the game real? It would depend on who you ask. However, some people who claim to not fake the game in older videos claim to have experienced paranormal activity, items being displaced, voices that were heard during the dead of night. If you want to know for sure, you can try out the game yourself. Number 3. Bloody Mary. The Bloody Mary is probably one of the most oldest games on this list. So to play the game of Bloody Mary, all you need is a mirror, a bathroom, and a candle. So now to summon Bloody Mary, first you go to the bathroom at 12 or around 3 a.m. Turn off all the lights and close the door and light your candle. Now spin around in a circle and say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror. What happens if you summon Mary? Either one of these three events will happen. First, she will appear in the mirror and she will answer any question you ask her. Second, she will appear in the mirror, scream out at you, and escape the mirror and scratch your eyes out. Or finally, you will disappear mysteriously from the bathroom, and then you will realize that your soul is forever trapped in the mirror with her. So, what are the origins of Bloody Mary? There are many origins of her. But the one I believe the most is written here. Mary was accused of being a witch, and thus she lived as an outcast from the town. The people began to call her Bloody Mary. They feared as if they got too close to her, they would be cursed. It was rumored that if they were cursed, the food stores would start to rot. One day, before the winter season, the little girls of the village would start to go missing. There were no trace of them, as if they had vanished into thin air. Grief struck families in the village, and due to lack of clues as to where the girls went, their suspicion grew towards Mary. One night, one of the girls awoke and they began to follow an enchanted song. One of the villagers noticed a glowing light at the end, and they began to investigate it, and they found Mary with an enchanted staff pointing towards the girl's house. An angry mob formed and began to chase Mary with their weapons. One of the villagers loaded their gun with a silver bullet, rumored to kill the witch. He managed to launch the bullet into her, causing her to drop to the ground. Dre dragged her to her execution, lit a bonfire, tied her up. As she burned, she screamed a curse at the villagers that if one was to speak her name aloud in the mirror, she would return to take her revenge. After her death, the villagers explored her home and found the graves of young girls she had been using to keep herself young. Number 2. The Ouija board. What is an Ouija board is the first question. An Ouija board is a board on spiritual belief where the dead can communicate with the living, which were very popular in the 19th century. They were made because people wanted to communicate with the deceased loved ones. These boards were sold on every toy shop as a simple, innocent game. How to play the Ouija board. First, don't play the game if you're alone. If you're in a state of depression, and your house should be blessed by a priest and be serious. You can start the game with two or more people. Be in a quiet, dark room. Make sure you have a candle to attract the spirits. Also, make sure that there are no distractions in the mirror you're in. Now, focus on the playing chat and wait for the spirits to arrive. The playing chat will stop moving by itself, then a spirit will appear. Feel free to ask it any question you like. Be polite and patient and let it answer your questions. If you want to end the game, tell the spirit and wait for it to bid you goodbye. Make sure you move the planchette to the words goodbye on the board. Good luck. Number 1. Dark Reflections. This game allows you to get a luck boost of luck, but for that, you need to suffer a night of terrible luck. To play the game, you just need a mirror, a candle, and friends are optional, but it's highly recommended. So now, first, look at your reflection in the mirror and transfer all negative energy into it. Breathe onto the mirror and make it fog. Light the candle and use it to burn the mirror. You will see that a black sludge will be created. After that, smash the mirror. Now the game will begin. Now, the bad luck will be following you throughout the night. At first, it will start out as an extremely small incident, such as chipping your nail or having a flat tire. The incidents will begin to escalate quickly as horrific things begin to happen around you. Eventually, these incidents will become very life threatening. No matter how many people you're playing with, if you find yourself in a bad situation, try holding your breath, is the best advice. If you manage to survive till dawn, a new streak of good luck will begin. People will be a lot more nicer to you. You can choose achieving success and fame very easily, and I recommend you buying a lottery ticket. Good luck. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really want to start making these types of videos more often. And this took me around a week, but this is not the actual video that I'm working. I was just preparing it before. The long video is going to come very soon. Maybe it's going to be a bit delayed because I'm going on Arunachal Pradesh, my parents. So, or maybe I might release it at the end of March if I can, or release it in somewhat April, but I'm not really proud of my gameplay videos, so I might private them soon. But thank you so much for watching. So make sure to like, subscribe, and because it really means the world to me.